Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a really powerful story that completely flips the script on wealth. We're going to look at why traditional financial advice, the kind most of us were taught growing up, can actually keep families trapped in a cycle of poverty. But more importantly, we're looking at an inspiring blueprint for breaking free from that very cycle through smart, decisive action. Let's dive right in.
Never just save money, make money grow. That single, powerful phrase was spoken by a grandfather to his young grandson, and man, it absolutely shatters the conventional wisdom we're all taught. Right? We hear save for the future so often it just becomes an unquestioned rule. But this lesson, it shifts the focus entirely. It moves us away from passive saving and pushes us toward active growth. Now, to really understand why he said this, we need to look at how he learned this lesson the hard way.
Part 1. The Cost of Only Dreaming.
So our story begins with the grandfather as a younger man. He was actually known around his village simply as the lazy dreamer. He'd spend his days just sitting under a big tree, wishing for wealth. But watch how this inaction played out over time. Days passed, and his grand visions of opening shops or buying cows stayed purely in his head. Months passed, and life grew harder. Food became increasingly scarce while his wife tirelessly cooked, washed, and cleaned just to keep things together. Years passed, and the money was almost entirely gone. His family was left in a truly desperate situation, trapped by poverty. The harsh reality of his paralysis finally hit home one evening. His thin, barefoot grandson came up to him and asked very softly, "Grandpa, do we have bread?" When the grandmother opened the cupboard, they found it entirely empty. No bread, no rice, absolutely nothing. In that heartbreaking moment, looking at his hungry grandson, the old man realized that dreams might be beautiful, but dreams alone do not feed a family.
Part 2. The Illusion of Saving.
That painful realization kept him up all night. The next morning, the dreamer finally became a worker. He took on brutal, back-breaking labor in the fields under a hot sun. But those meager wages barely made a dent. The money came in, the money went right out to bills, and the problems stayed exactly where they were. Desperate for a lasting solution, he overheard some village men at the store touting what they believed was the ultimate financial truth. They said, the secret is saving money. When you save, you are safe. Clinging to this, hoping to buy his family's future security, he hid a glass jar under his bed. Week after week, he dropped a few coins inside. Clink, clink. With every sound, he felt a spark of hope.
But think about the sheer irony of what this saving strategy actually required in reality. The jar demanded a heavy toll. He wore old shoes with holes. The family didn't buy new clothes. Most alarmingly, they practically starved themselves to save money. They ate significantly less food, staring down at dinner plates that were almost completely empty. His wife even asked him, "What is the use of money when we stay hungry?" But he insisted. He insisted they endure this severe deprivation just to fill that glass jar, truly believing it would be their ultimate salvation.
Now imagine the heartbreak here. Months later, the jar is finally full. The proud grandfather takes his hard-earned savings to the market, fully expecting to buy 3 whole sacks of corn to feed his family. But when he puts that heavy jar of coins on the counter, the shopkeeper just shakes his head. Prices had gone up. His heavy jar of coins bought only 1.5 sacks, literally exactly half of what he had planned for.
He suffered a devastating reality check, discovering firsthand the invisible thief of inflation. It's a simple, brutal loss of value. Stagnant money sitting in a jar slowly loses its purchasing power over time as the cost of living rises around it. Money loses value while it just sits idle. Suddenly, all those months of wearing shoes with holes and eating from empty plates felt completely pointless. The jar didn't make him safe at all.
Part 3. The Power of Smart Action. Defeated, the old man sat outside quietly. He noticed his neighbors walking by, trading eggs and milk. They were never hungry, never constantly afraid. And as he watched them, a tiny idea took root. He looked at his grandson and asked a simple, transformative question. What if we buy chickens? This was the turning point. Instead of sitting under a tree waiting for some mythical someday, he decided to take immediate smart action. This single question was about to pivot his family's entire financial trajectory from scarcity to true abundance.
He took that depreciating jar of savings and used it to buy a few thin chickens, establishing a brilliant compounding business model. Step 1, buy the chickens. Step 2, collect the eggs, eating a few to finally stop the hunger. Step 3, Sell the extra eggs to the neighbors. And step 4, the absolute most important part of this whole equation, use the profits to buy more chickens. His grandson joyfully ran around them, shouting that they had their very own egg factory.
Slowly, the chickens grew. Slowly, the money grew. Through this active cycle of reinvestment, the grandfather unlocked the incredible magic of compounding growth. I just find this pivot absolutely brilliant because he wasn't just hoarding a static pile of coins anymore. He had created a living, breathing ecosystem that generated its own expanding value.
He treated this small venture with intense focus and discipline. He kept detailed notes in a small book. He counted every new coin his small business earned. The neighbors, who he used to just watch, they became his regular customers. Ultimately, this smart action transformed his home from a place of hunger and desperation into a thriving beacon of hope and immense pride.
Part 4. A grandfather's greatest lesson.
The man who was once a lazy dreamer and then a desperate saver had successfully evolved into a proud builder. He was actively working to build his own future. Holding an egg in his rough hand, he shared this profound contrast with his grandson. Saving money? He said it's like holding water in your hands. No matter how tight you squeeze, it will slowly slip away due to inflation and rising costs. On the other side, using and investing money. When you put it to work, it grows like life.
So the crucial takeaway is captured perfectly by his words. This egg is more powerful than a jar of money. The jar of money is finite. It can only ever deplete or lose its purchasing power. But the egg represents a productive asset. It can hatch, it can multiply, and it creates continuous, life-changing value. Even a small start, like a few thin chickens, can completely change your life if you apply action. As we wrap up this remarkable explainer, I really want you to think about your own financial habits. Are you just holding water, letting your hard-earned savings slowly slip away in a stagnant account? Or are you taking smart action and planting seeds to make it grow? Because remember, traditional advice might tell you saving is the finish line, but this grandfather's inspiring story proves that investing in your future is where real wealth actually begins. What seeds will you plant today?